to NBA basketball. This is 2K Sports bringing it to you live. The NBA season just getting rolling. It's the Washington Wizards going up against the Brooklyn Nets. NBA action.
I'm not afraid.
It's been a ride.
You can try and read my lyrics off of this paper before I land. But you will take the sting out these words before I sing. I'ma be what I set out to be, without a doubt, undoubtedly. And all those who look down on me, I'm tearing down your balcony. No advance of us, don't try to ask you.
And we see a while ago the Nets getting prepared for the task at hand. And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kettle, this is Kevin Harlan. So glad you could join us here in Brooklyn, the home of the Nets. The starting fives for our game here on tonight's starting lineups. And breaking down the game, let's take a look here at Deron Williams.
And he's such a great distributor of the ball, and his passes aren't just accurate, they're highlight real times. I mean, when he's operating their offense, it is beautiful to watch.
And one of his other great qualities, Steve, is his quick trigger off the dribble. I mean, he can get his shot off in an instant, a nanosecond.
And, of course, Emeka Okafor. He's a guy that will be sorely missed.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of this caliber, Kevin, they didn't just let him go for nothing. They got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help him down the road.
Well, there's so many moving parts, but I agree. I think that's the idea behind it. I mean, the foundation that you're trying to build to make this a more complete squad over the long haul. Still a little tough, though, to believe that they'll be better off without him, though. He was a heck of a player.
Nice concentration here to people punch late.
Well, head coach Jason Kidd, that's a phrase I didn't expect to hear this quickly, but he wasted no time. Only a matter of weeks after he announced his retirement as a player, he was named the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. And it's going to be interesting to see the transition. Kidd, obviously, great basketball IQ, so well respected as a person in the league. I think it's just a matter of time before he really finds his footing and becomes an excellent coach.
Watching the line there, that'll be a backcourt violation. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Randy Whitman. Doris, what do you have to say?
He had a lot of praise to extend Joe Johnson's way, and with these compliments, of course, it's a concern for his defense. He knows Joe is one of the most explosive scorers in the league, and can hurt you in a lot of different ways on the floor. We'll see if he can hurt them in this one, guys.
And thank you for that, Doris. Like the coach Jason Kidd, Clark, a rookie with the coaching profession, but he was intelligent and respected point guards over his 19 years in the NBA.
Yeah, always respected as a leader, and his basketball IQ off the chart. So I think he's one of the few guys that can go right from playing to being a successful head coach.
What a finish with that hoop.
For the Washington Wizards, they come in off the loss to Philadelphia.
You know, they didn't exactly roll over. They had a good chance to win in that game. They just couldn't come together for the right time.
Hey, the all-around effort was very solid. They're not interested in moral victory. A loss is a loss.
He dishes it to Beal. It's going to be over and pass. Not launching from the line that time. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Here's Williams. Williams missing again.
Last season for Deron Williams, his lowest assist per game average since his rookie season, down under 8 a game. I think he said, he talked about it as being a system player, looking for maybe a more system offense under Jason Kidd now.
Now here's Wall. After the miss from Deron Williams. That's good.
How about that going up strong? I mean, he doesn't care how much height he's giving up. It's attitude with him.
Here's attacking. Battles through traffic and moves it in. Here's his base first best. And back to that comment from Williams about being a system player. I know he expressed some difficulty going from the flex offense part that they run in Utah to the system they were running in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think more of an isolation offense here, and some say he was wasting shot clock time dribbling around, but it may be that he was asked to do more. I mean, Utah has so much movement off the ball with more of an equal opportunity type offense that enabled Williams to make the play with the pass as opposed to making the dribble. And there is a difference.
Nice pass. That one was right on target.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Carries it down low. Williams has got 6 points.
And he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
Wall gets to a reason. It's a line by Washington. Garnett comes over the hill. Deflected. Here's Gortat. Hands it from short range.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Last game for Brooklyn, they picked up the W against the Heat.
I'll tell you what, Kevin, they were really locked in from beyond the arc in that game. I mean, the result wouldn't have looked anything like it did if they hadn't gotten some pop from long range.
You're exactly right. They were splashing home threes at an unbelievable rate. Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish all with 2 hands on the stuff.
Nothing extravagant about it, but there didn't need to be.
Kenny Williams was one of the biggest struggles for the Wizards last season. Started out slow, and even after Wall came back from injury, they still weren't exactly taking care of business on the road.
Williams kicks to Johnson. It's Pierce on the wing. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Let's see some of the numbers here for Brook Lopez. Good season for him last year. 7th in blocks. He was 10th in scoring. And he was also a top 20 shooter from the field. So really a nice all-around offensive year for him.
And you know, Steve, when you're talking about a shot blocker, it's sometimes hard to put into words what those blocks mean. You also have to consider the shots that he changes. Excellent lift, and he's really quick off his feet. So he can just about get to any shot, if not block it, to at least bother it.
Now here's Williams. 6 points for him. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession. Clark back to the Wizards on the road. You mentioned their slow start, but just to illustrate how bad it was for them, it wasn't until mid-December that they got their first road win. Steve, they lost their first 8 to start the year away from Washington.
That was a shame, too, because that start really took them out of playoff consideration. And they ended up playing really well down the stretch. But, you know, at the end of the season, they were actually okay on the road, and they just were competitive. And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that.
Both free throws good from Booker.
You know, as great as 2012 was for the Nets, in many ways, they really came up short on their last game of that calendar year. In 2012, the New Year's Eve matchup against the Spurs, the Nets only scored 5 points in the third quarter of that contest.
Let's check out here at the end of this. Give away effort.
Thanks, Kevin. Now let's check out some scores in the East. The Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills took the win over the Celtics. In New York, the Knicks are trailing the Minnesota Timberwolves. Second half of basketball just getting started for them. And that wraps up things for us. Let's head on back out to Kevin, Steve, and Clark. Fellas, take it away.
Hey, great, David. Thank you for that report. And folks, stay tuned at halftime for the Sprint halftime report for more scores and stats.
Well, there's some big games out there, even this early in the season. A lot to prove for some of those teams.
Hey, Clark, you were talking about the Nets. They went from looking like a team that could compete for a title to a team that was still talented, Steve, and a lot for the playoffs was a little closer to the middle of the pack than they thought.
You know, with the hot start they got out to, I think it was just a matter of time before they hit a cold stretch. Never fun to be held to just 5 points in the quarter. And that game had a lot of Nets fans wondering how the rest of the season would go. But hey, they got it back together and still finished off pretty well.
Here's Garnett. That's rebounded by Booker. Booker's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Webster kicks to Maynard. Webster. The dish to Maynard. Pass it to Webster. The feed to Maynard. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Here's Garnett. And that's not going to go. They're scoring fast and furious as we...
New season in the NBA rolls on. Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers take on LeBron James and the Miami Heat this Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
You could see early on, guys, they were going to go inside and try to establish their offense in the paint area. That's exactly what they've done.
And I think that's exactly where they should continue to attack moving forward, Steve.
So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. Painter is out there with Webster. Then there's Trevor Booker. Then it's Kevin Seraphin. And it's Toby at the three spot. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, for Brook Lopez, a first-time All-Star last season, the offense had always been there, but it was his focus on defensive rebounding that has made the difference. Lopez admitted that he got lazy in the past, so his coaching staff started tracking his efforts, not just rebounds, but also attempted rebounds. And he said that helped to make him conscious of it. And guys, having teammates like Darren Williams, who said he, quote, should be a perennial All-Star, and stayed on him along with their coaching staff, really seemed to push him to that next level.
Yeah, he's figuring out how to take the best advantage of his great size. I think he's well on his way. Thanks, Doris. Maynard takes the quarter. It's tipped. Stolen by Pierce. Goes up. Pushes it down to finish the break.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Beautiful transition play for the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasting no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Here's Maynard. He's guarded by Williams. And Webster takes the quarter. Just fine to shoot. Wizards need to get a shot off here. Here's Seraphin. Good team by Lopez.
You look at the Joe Johnson trade for the Nets. They picked up his max contract from the Hawks, committing $80 million over 4 years. But last season, his lowest point output in over a decade, a down season overall. But hey, there's a lot of talent on this team. He's not expected to score as much anymore. What a play. The hoop plus the harm.
Excellent concentration on the finish. That's big time.
And for the Nets, they started the season doing some of that isolation offensively for Joe Johnson. We saw in the Atlanta part.
And even with the most efficient individual scorers, that's not usually the way to go offensively over the long haul. With Joe going through a bit of a lull in terms of his shooting percentages, I thought they might have been better served to anchor the offense around Brook Lopez inside.
Shots good for Seraphin.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the league.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Hey, Burnett with the best on the assist by Williams. Burnett's got 4 points now on the board.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. Defensively, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
Here's Maynard. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Booker. Leading with a nice touch off the glass. And the Wizards lead by 9.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defensive better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
For the Wizards, I thought injuries a big reason they didn't have the season they hoped for. They do have some things they can build on, though. The one that sticks out to me was how they were able to improve their defense last year and became pretty good at limiting easy shots.
Bradley Beal's checked in for the Wizards. Ball comes in for Eric Maynard. And the first timeout call of the game for Brooklyn. And going back to what you said, Clark, about the Wizards, they did improve dramatically in terms of defense and one of the top 10 Ds in the league. Steve, not bad for a team that is clearly building around you.
That's a great sign because normally when you have young players, you struggle defensively more than at the offensive end. So this is a group that has plenty of potential, and I think we're seeing that this season. As they continue to get better in terms of rebounding and defending the paint.
Jason Terry is checked in for Brooklyn.
That's the risk you run by staying out there as he picks up his third.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And they're getting out in transition, too, finding some easy points on the fast break. The jury seems to still be out if John Wall can make the jump to being one of the elite point guards in the league, but he certainly feels that he'll get there. Last season, he said he deserves a max contract, and worked on that over the summer with the Wizards. I'll tell you what, he has a lot of talent. He just hasn't put it all together
Here's Beal. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the rest of there anyway.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I'll tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
And Washington making a change. Gortat's checked in. A chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Boris Burke. Hi, Boris.
Yes, Kevin, for Jason Kidd, a Hall of Fame caliber point guard in his 19 years as a player, about a week after retiring, it was announced he returned to the league as head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. He said, quote, I went from being one of the oldest guys in the league to being a rookie all over again. Kevin, he said it makes him feel young again.
Nice to have him back. Thanks, Doris. And when you think of players commanding the max salary, those are your franchise guys. Clark, you think Wall has put himself in that category yet?
I think he's been hampered by the injuries, Kevin, so you really can't make a fair assessment there. I think he has tremendous potential as a two-point guard, excellent physical gifts, and I think he wants to be a leader. The Wizards have been a team of disorganization and issues in the locker room over the last few years, so I think it's still a bit unfair and premature to judge Wall at this point. They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And I'll tell you what, they've turned a lot of those rebounds into points at the other end.
Out from the lane.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Lopez keeps the tip. And stolen by Ariza. And here we go. Washington fast break. Beal's running. And slammed up by Nene.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off.
Here's Williams. Soft touch off the glass. Williams has got 10 points in the game.
I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move for the hoop.
And the call will be against Darren Williams. That will get him his fourth foul of the game and give the bonus. We'll head to the line for two. For Washington, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
And not a very strong free throw shooting team in general, guys. They shot 73% as a team a year ago.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season. You know, the Nets certainly made a big turnaround last season, guys, going from a team that was in the lottery to a team that finished in the middle of the pack in the playoff race. But you got to wonder if the heavy contracts they have tied their hands going forward. Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk clock coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
And that's what happens when you get all five guys on a string defensively, ready to react and make a play. He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
Ariza dishes the Gortat. Oh, that's quick. They get it back. And that one's good. 35 seconds left to play in the first half. Williams attacking. Misses from short range.
You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
Here's Ariza. It's rebounded by Kevin Garnett.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
Terry, the pass to Lopez. 11 feet away. Will not go. This is off the front line. From half court. And a hit. One through one half. It hasn't even been close. Washington out in front, leading by 17. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn.
Now, presented by Sprint.
I'm David Bruce. Hello and welcome to our halftime report out in Brooklyn. We got a blowout underway. The Minnesota Timberwolves have the lead against the Knicks in New York. Big advantage out there in the third. And another one also in progress. Out in Oklahoma City, the Thunder in a tightly contested game again. LeBron James picked up the award in the East. And in the Western Conference, Kevin Durant. Overpowering performances are becoming routine for him. But you still have to marvel at the game he had against the Timberwolves. And for LeBron James, boy, he's really playing well. He's been in peak form lately, and you just can't forget about that scintillating performance against the Nets.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
He's seen the court so well tonight. He's made some phenomenal passes here in the game so far in that first half.
Well, some folks say he's not a playmaker, but he's dispelling all of that nonsense.
Third quarter action going on right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All filled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And Brooklyn looking to get that. The front court trio of Pierce, Garnett, and Brook Lopez. And at the guards, Darren Williams and the Jet, Jason Terry.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until they prove they can stop them, I mean, they ought to continue to pound it in low.
And stolen by Darren Williams. A huge slam to put the ball in a fast break.
With that reverse jam, the fans got a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something right.
That was one of those 3 or 4 plays that you see every night in an NBA game that just leaves you in awe.
And Gortat gets it to go in on the assist from Beal. Assist from 6 points for Marcin Gortat.
You know, with that much of a height advantage, that's exactly what you should do. Take it straight to the rim. So after a breakout 2012, Marcin Gortat came back third last season. I mean, it had to be harder for him without Steve Nash setting the table. That's a no-brainer. And with the team as a whole struggling, this play slipped as well.
And for Gortat last season, his scoring, speed, rebounding, and his field goal percentage was all down.
Well, no coincidence. Steve Nash left last year. He used to set the table for Gortat. So we'll see if he can bounce back. Still just 29 years old, but very talented. He should have some prime years ahead.
So timeout called here. The first for Washington. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets.
The Nets had a really solid debut season in Brooklyn last year. They made the big move in trading for Joe Johnson, but they also made some small adjustments that paid off for them as well. Shooting. As for the assist numbers, not as strong for them. Top 20 in the league. They certainly are capable of much better in that area.
And what stands out to me, Clark, was what you just talked about is the rebounds, because this is a very physical team. They like to try to bully their opponent at both ends of the floor. On the defensive glass, they were excellent. And then offensively, on missed shots, they really got after it and tried to get second chance from them.
Next trip by 15. He feeds it to Garnett. Johnson kicks to Garnett. Washington with the rebound. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Beal with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. And another miss by Washington. Nets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. To the inside. Back to Wall. Nice ball movement by Washington. And taken away by Johnson. And it's Terry off the drive.
I love his kind of mid to long range jump shot, the specialty of his, especially in catch and shoot situations.
You're exactly right. He's a very skilled catch and shoot type of player. I mean, it adds a dangerous element to his game that he can make that jump shot. Boy, the Wizards had a hard time getting wins against the rest of the conference, and it's a big part of why they never built any momentum up at any point of the season. When you can't find it in your ability to beat other teams in your conference, it's a long season for you.
Outside Williams. He's again. And the basket by Johnson. Johnson's got Harden.
Well, that it's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone down there.
Well, no box out, that's the result you get right there.
Well, back to the Wizards. 52 games a season are played in conference, and they struggle against the East, so it really did create a huge roadblock for them. Only 15 conference wins for them, and Steve, that was the second worst in the East.
Yeah, the East, as we know, last year was really weak, so that number was pretty alarming, especially when you consider how well Washington played down the stretch.
Losing 12 straight to start the season for the Wizards, just ominous, and through 20 games, the worst start in franchise history. But once they got back to health, they showed they could compete with anybody.
The time for the ball. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession. The 2K leaderboard provides us now with this list of last season's assist leaders. Number 5 is Darren Williams.
He was one of the best distributors of the basketball all season long and was really one of his team's bright spots a year ago.
Wizards leading by 14. When you start out like the Wizards did last year, it's easy to get down on yourself and give up on the season. And you know what, Steve? They showed a lot of fight and never bowed their heads.
Guys, give a lot of credit to Randy Whitman for keeping the ship afloat after that tough start. And I like the fact that they added some veteran guys a season ago that I think added to the character of this team. But it's an interesting group, no doubt. I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus.
And Wall, here we go now. Gets it to go. Wall's got 14 points for the game.
You know, the teardrop sometimes is one of those, oh no, oh yeah shot.
And again, no good by Brooklyn.
For Brad Beal, it wasn't an easy start to his career. I mean, he was putting up points but shooting a very low percentage. Then once John Wall came back from injury, he improved leaps and bounds with his efficiency. No coincidence there out there.
And once he took off, it looked like the defense just had no interest in getting in his way.
That's one where you just give up the 2 points and move on.
And the call will be against Darren Williams. That will be foul number 5 on him.
Boy, it's been a tough go in terms of fouls for him. I mean, my goodness, he can't stay out of the way of foul.
Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Portland. Rene into the lane, tries to save it. Out of bounds as the next game possession. And you mentioned now Brad Beal's playing through with John Wall back in that lineup in Washington with the Wizards. They had to take some pressure off.
Yeah, I think so. Beal, they have a good handle, but there's no question he's a shooting guard. And playing alongside Wall makes the most sense, where he can run off screens and spot up. And I think Beal has a very bright future.
Wall dishes to Booker. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession.
You look at Martell Webster, we get a chance to see some of the numbers here. Last season's performance for him, 12th in three-point field goal percentage. And he was very solid from the foul line, closing out the year among the top 20 in terms of free throw percentage.
Steve, I thought he really did a great job to finish in the top 15 in three-point field goal percentage. I mean, he was terrific at coming off screens and always seemed to find space on the perimeter to get his shot off.
Bradley Beal's checked in for Trevor Ariza. Ball's not loose. Stolen by Terry. Here's Johnson. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Well, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
Front power.
Guys, this is just too close to the game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Washington.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going and you just want to keep it going.
Another area where I think they've been really solid is their execution at the free throw line. They've really taken advantage.
Here's Livingston. Here's Garnett. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Garnett's got 9. Here's Beal. 7 points in the game. Keeps it to Serafin. Knocks it loose. Shoots from the elbow. No good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. They get to take on the Magic in Orlando after this one. That'll be just one game today to win from home for them.
For the Magic, I know that's a game they would really like to take.
Now we've got a Brooklyn election. Let's catch up with our good friend, David Bruce.
All right, Kevin, let's see what's happening around the NBA right now.
preseason games can be very revealing.
Feeds it to Johnson. Here's Livingston, and here's the bucket. Still with the offensive pass, getting it down. They got on the floor a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Dishes it to Serafin. The putback cleans up the mess with the savage putback flush.
This is just great anticipation. The putback jam.
Oh, he had some big-time intentions right there.
And those plays will give your team a huge boost.
The points coming in bunches.
This Saturday, November 9th, Paul George and the Indiana Pacers take on Darren Williams and the Brooklyn Nets. Big-time hoops coming your way.
Hello, and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Here's a reason. And the call will be against Sean Livingston. That's his first foul. Washington leading now by 7. And the foul on Jason Terry. That's his third foul of the game. And the foul on Jason Terry. That will get him his fourth foul of the game.
He just picked up his fourth personal foul, and now he's got some foul trouble hanging over his head, guys.
So on the floor for Washington. Otto Porter and Nene at the forward. Trevor Ariza at their ball. And Gortat in at the 5 spot.
Kevin, too easy. I mean, the defenders were sort of looking at each other like, whose man was he? And everybody thought somebody else was going to guard him, and nobody did.
Takes it to go.
It seems like they're finding an open lane in the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
And Wall gets to Ariza. There's the pass to Porter. They'll get another chance.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Can't connect from 14 feet out.
I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, even at his age and having slowed down over the years, Jason Terry is still one of the best clutch shooters in the league, and the ability to run the pick and roll. He just understands the nuances of how to spring that screen free or find a shot for himself.
And of course, for Terry in the pick and roll, he can punish you if you sag off him.
A terrific shooting combo guard. He's better off guarding point guards at the other end, though. So in Dallas, where they cross-matched him with Jason Kidd, that was an ideal setup for him.
Here's Livingston. Goes back up. And the rejection by Gortat. Wizards leading by 5. And the foul on Jason Terry. That will be foul number 5 on him. Bradley Beal's checked in for the Wizards. Gortat inside. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
They played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 1-3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And here we go. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got 8 rebounds in this game.
You know, it's been a while since the Nets have been one of the feared teams in the East. They had their best season since their days when they would make trips to the finals in the early 2000s. Really an excellent turnaround effort from the entire organization.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And for the Nets, who were one of the big turnaround stories from last season, they did it by beating a team, Steve, they were supposed to in the Western Eastern Conference. Good record against the East.
Yeah, 36-16 against their Eastern foes, so pretty solid in that regard. You know, they decided early on that the key was they had to get home court advantage in the first round, and they set their goal and they hit it. Unfortunately, he got knocked off by Chicago in that first round.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what the Nets coach is going over with his team. He is not happy with their perimeter defense, saying, guys, way too many open shots for them beyond the 3-point line. We've got to rush up closer and try to trap them off the field. Guys, looks like they got the message.
Wizards leading by 7. Beal, the pass to the net.
fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And the foul on Jason Terry. And that's it for him. He's fouled out. Not only that, we were in the bonus and at the dribble line for 2.
This is where their depth becomes such an asset, Kevin. He's going for the remainder of the game, but fortunately, they're able to field a very capable replacement.
The Nets making a switch here. Johnson's checked in.
Seemed to be all well and good when John Wall got back to playing about 2 months into last season. But before that, there was a time it was scary. You would have to sit out the entire campaign.
Washington leading now by 11. And the call will be against Kevin Garnett. That will get him his 4th foul in the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. And going back to Wall, he missed time with the recovered injury in his left knee.
And that's concerning, Kevin, because that is the launch knee for a right-handed player. I mean, he developed some wear and tear on the cartilage under his left kneecap, and that doesn't regenerate itself. You know? So long-term, it might be a problem because athleticism is a huge part of what John Wall is as a player.
Always has been, you're right. And there's a call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
Clearly, he's shaken off that cold shooting performance of the first half.
And Williams, here we go, gets it to go.
He is so creative. That's what I love about watching him. As good as anybody in the league at breaking down a defender one-on-one.
And maybe above all else, we should really mention just what a fantastic setup man he is. So many of their baskets come as a result of one of his assists.
Ball. Excellent D there from Pierce. Nets trail by 12. Here's Johnson. Shakes off a strong D and gets the bucket for 2.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. And he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Williams against Wall. Here's Beal, and he makes the 8-footer. And the Wizards lead by 12.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
That's the Wall. And the call will be against Aaron Williams. It's for him. He's fouled out. Now over the line for 2.
That could have major consequences, Kevin. With this game still in question, it's really a tough time to lose.
Andre Kirilenko checked in for Paul Pierce. And then for Brooklyn, Alan Anderson comes in for Joe Johnson. And it's Livingston in for Darren Williams.
Well, I think one of the stories has been rebound.
Wizards leading by 14. Ball with it, now defended by Livingston. Spiked away. In transition, here come the Nets. Livingston is running. Pass to Kirilenko. Stolen by Nene. And now here we go. Wall, nobody back. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast break.
And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is safe.
Well, if not 100% safe, certainly 95%.
Here's Kirilenko. No good on the 3. And the call will be against Kevin Garnett. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and here's the bonus will be ending free throw. And absolutely, Clark, they're just too tough inside.
Yeah, Kevin, they completely dominated the boards here, and that's a major factor in what looks to be a win.
And the Wizards making a change here. Kevin Seraphine's jumped in for Gortat. Porter comes in for Trevor Ariza. Martell Webster is jumped in for Bradley Beal. And it's Maynard in for John Wall. And the Wizards making a change here. Booker's checked in.
I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second half, despite trailing in this game.
Well, you know, that's when you need to be most aggressive when you're down. Another good job of drawing contact and getting to the line.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And Steve, they did it in style. Beat down the entire way.
Now here's Webster. He passes it to Porter. Shot is off. Good D by Lopez. Brooklyn's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Anderson dishes to Lopez. Back to Anderson. There's the triple. Rebound by Now Webster, 7-second difference, shot and game clock. He kicks it to Maynard. He dishes it to Webster. And there's the feed to Booker. To the middle, Maynard pulls up. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Here is Livingston. Another shot. Blocked. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Tom Harlan along with your 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in.